Hey, what's up guys? It's RDJ Writes here and the L stands for Loki. I'm trying out a new channel intro, so if you guys like that, let me know. Or if you hate it, let me know in the comments. If you're new here, I'm a fantasy and science fiction writer who makes writing content. But I'm actually going to be trying out something new on my channel, and I'll be talking about how Marvel may be potentially ruining Doctor Doom's character with this recent news that just broke. If you've been living under a rock for the past few days, then you would have seen that the Russo brothers are back at Marvel. Oh yeah, and Robert Downey Jr. was cast as Doctor Doom. When this news first broke, my dumb monkey brain was so excited and so hyped, like I ran around my house for about an hour, annoying the fuck out of my girlfriend, talking about, we're so back, the MCU is back. But after sitting with this news for a couple of days, I started to think, maybe this isn't the play that they should be making. Like, Robert Downey Jr. is a fine actor and all, and I would love to see him back with the MCU in some capacity, but I never thought it would be like this. If Marvel is doing what I think they're doing, then they are going to ruin the character of Doctor Doom. We have waited so long for good adaptations of the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom, and I'm going to be so pissed if they ruin these characters. In this video, I'll be talking about how I would handle the character of Doctor Doom in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now look, the multiverse saga is over. It is done with. There was a little bit of hope with Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, which everyone else was calling Multiverse of Midness. I actually did not mind that movie that much. I kind of liked what Sam Raimi did, and I liked that installment into the cinematic universe. But then there was Ant-Man Quantumania, and boy oh boy, that movie sucked.
My name is Darren, and I am not a dick!
The only thing that I liked about that movie was the literal end credit scene where they introduced the Council of Kangs. And even that has been ruined with the whole Jonathan Majors thing. Don't even get me started on that whole situation. All I'm gonna say is, he should have listened to Dr. Umar.
But I'll tell you one thing, I'm gonna make sure they understand you will not perpetuate the Snow Bunny crisis.
All jokes aside, it seems like Marvel is done with the whole multiverse saga thing, and they seem to be pivoting into the mutant saga and Doctor Doom as the next villain. However, the last Avengers movie was titled Kang Dynasty, and it's now been renamed Doomsday. This leads me to believe that Doctor Doom was not originally involved in this movie, which means that he was Marvel's backup plan. And Doctor Doom is many things, but he is not a backup plan. He is arguably Marvel's greatest villain ever, and if they're going to adapt him right, they need to take it seriously. With the recent casting of RDJ as Doom, I feel like Marvel was planning on making him a variant of Tony Stark, which is a bad idea on multiple levels. Matt Shakman has seemingly confirmed that the Fantastic Four movie takes place in an alternate reality, and that Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom is going to be showing up in that movie in some capacity. This further leads me to believe that Doctor Doom is just going to end up being some variant of Tony Stark, and he's going to then make the jump into the 616 universe alongside the Fantastic Four. Now, I know that the Russos introduced RDJ as Victor Von Doom by name on the Comic-Con stage.
We give you the one person who could play Victor Von Doom.
But I'm not completely buying it. I mean, you do not cast arguably one of the greatest actors alive right now and the previous greatest hero in the MCU as Marvel's greatest villain for no reason. You just don't do that. There were a lot of other candidates out there that could have played Victor Von Doom, and I think they would have went with those if they were planning on making Victor his own character. By them casting Robert Downey Jr., I truly believe that they are going to make this character a variant of Tony Stark, and I think this is a horrible idea. In my opinion, this route cheapens the entire character. I believe that there were already seeds planted for Doctor Doom earlier in the MCU. I mean, remember that one scene from Moon Knight? I'm pretty sure that was setting up Doctor Doom. Or remember the mystery person who hired those French soldiers to steal vibranium from Wakanda in Black Panther 2? I'm pretty sure that was Victor Von Doom. I was convinced that they were already setting him up in past projects and that he was eventually going to make his debut in a further project. But with this recent news, that threw all of my speculations out of the window. But I will not let them ruin Doctor Doom. not on my watch.
Not on my watch.
Now, I have full faith that Fantastic Four First Steps is going to be a good movie. The main villain of that seems to be Galactus, but Doctor Doom has been confirmed to play some sort of role in that movie. Cool. Do whatever you want, Kevin Feige. It's your world. We're all just living in it. But if I was in charge over there at Marvel, and please, if you're hearing this, please give me a job. This is how I would have done it. Feel free to shit on my idea in the comments, or if you actually think what I'm saying makes sense, leave a comment. I would love to hear how you guys think Doctor Doom should be handled in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Let's start off with how I would have introduced Doctor Doom to the MCU. I would have given him a TV show or a movie first. I'm leaning more towards TV show just because we get to see him a bit more before he shows up for the first time in the next Avengers movie. I mean, come on. We're getting an Agatha Harkness and an Ironheart show before we see Doctor Doom? That just makes zero sense to me. We could have gotten a 6-episode epic about Victor and how he's been operating in the MCU in the shadows for the last however many years he's been here. I would have delved into his backstory and what he's been doing the entire time. We could have even linked it to Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, and Agatha, considering he has ties to witchcraft. Hell, we could have even thrown Mephisto in there. I still remember years ago when WandaVision was first coming out, when people thought Mephisto was involved in every single Marvel thing possible. They could have really leaned into the meme and thrown Mephisto into this comic, considering Doctor Doom has ties with the character already. Now, coming up with a solo Doctor Doom TV show without the Fantastic Four could be a little tricky, but they've done it before in the comics, so I have full faith that they could have done it again in the MCU. Now, before Avengers Kang Dynasty got renamed, this is how I would have incorporated him into that movie. Now, picture this. The Avengers are fighting all of the Kang variants, but they are getting their asses whooped. Like, they are getting absolutely demolished. And before they lose, Doctor Doom shows up to save them. Now, at this point, we would have already been introduced to Doctor Doom, and he wouldn't have been positioned as a villain yet because we would have seen him in his own, kind of movie or TV show. So now he shows up, he beats all the Kang variants, and then he steals their temp pads. Now, considering there is no Molecule Man in the MCU yet, he would use Kang and their temp pads the same way that he used the Molecule Men in the Secret Wars comic book run. And if you haven't seen Loki, the temp pads were basically this technology that allowed Kang to jump through different timelines. He would use all these temp pads to destroy the multiverse, which actually almost happened in the Loki TV show. If you haven't seen Loki season 2, please watch that. That is actually peak Marvel right there, and you are missing out if you haven't seen it. But yeah, that's basically what I would have imagined would happen in Kang Dynasty if they hadn't changed the title and pivoted. I would have had him steal all the temp pads, destroy the multiverse, and then build Battleworld out of the remnants of the destroyed multiverse, and then put all the heroes and villains in there and rule over it as he would as God Emperor Doom. Everything after that would pretty much follow the Secret Wars comic book run. Oh yeah, and I would have casted someone else other than Robert Downey Jr. I love RDJ, but come on. There were so many different options that we could have gone for. Not to mention, the guy is going to be wearing a mask the whole time. And if he's not, that cheapens the character even more because the mask is a crucial part of Doctor Doom's character. I mean, Cillian Murphy and Mads Mikkelsen were right there. Or if you didn't want to go with them, you could have found some hidden gem who could have done the role just as much justice as they could have done. Marvel's done it before. They even did it with Robert Downey Jr. And I know that they could have done it again. Hiring a Romani actor would have been the icing on the cake too, but we all know Marvel wasn't doing that. I mean, they didn't cast a Jewish actor for Moon Knight, so what makes you think they were going to cast a Romani actor for Doctor Doom? But there's wishful thinking. Look, I'm sure Marvel and Kevin Feige have something big cooking, but I just can't help but feel that they are about to slaughter my boy.
Look how they massacred my boy.
We've been crying for an accurate Doctor Doom and Fantastic Four for literal decades. Like, we've gotten some decent Fantastic Four movies, but the most recent one, the Fan 4-Stick movie, oh my god. Don't even mention that movie to me. Like, literally, I will get so upset. In my head, that movie didn't even happen. It didn't exist. It's not real. The Doctor Doom in that movie can't hurt you, and he can't hurt me. Now look, RDJ is Doom, he might cook. It's a very real possibility that that might be a master stroke by Marvel and Kevin Feige. But there's also another reality where it flops and it doesn't land well. Only time will tell. That's going to be the end of this video. If you enjoyed what I had to say about Dr. Doom and how I would have handled him if I was in charge at Marvel, leave a like on this video and comment down below. If you didn't like what I had to say, tell me why in the comments. I'd love to debate with you and have a chat about how you would have handled Dr. Doom in the movies. That's all from me. I've been RDJ Writes, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.